Theseus and the Minotaur. Long ago on the island of Crete, deep within a giant stone maze, there lived a terrifying creature, the Minotaur. A monster with the body of a man and the head of a bull. It couldn't be killed, tamed, or even approached. One thing was certain. No one who entered the labyrinth ever came back. The Minotaur was born of a curse. King Minos of Crete had broken a promise to the god Poseidon. In revenge, Poseidon made Minos' wife fall in love with a bull. From that unnatural union, the Minotaur was born. Ashamed of the creature, Minos ordered the great inventor Daedalus to build a labyrinth, so complex that even the Minotaur could never escape. Soon, war broke out between Crete and Athens. The Athenians killed King Minos' son, and to avoid further bloodshed, Athens was forced to pay a gruesome tribute. Every 9 years, they had to send 7 young men and 7 maidens to be devoured by the Minotaur. It was a horrifying price for peace. When the time came again for Athens to send its tribute, a young man stepped forward and volunteered. His name was Theseus, Prince of Athens, son of King Aegeus. He swore he would slay the Minotaur and end the nightmare. His father begged him not to go, but Theseus was determined. Before leaving, he made a promise. If he returned alive, he would raise white sails on his ship. If he failed, black sails would signal his death. Theseus set sail for Crete and soon caught the eye of Ariadne, the daughter of King Minos. She fell in love with the brave Athenian and decided to help him, even if it meant betraying her own father. In secret, she gave Theseus a sword and a ball of enchanted thread. "Tie the thread at the entrance," she whispered, "and unravel it as you go, so you can find your way back." That night, while the palace slept, Theseus stepped into the labyrinth. Darkness, stone walls, silence, only the sound of his own footsteps. He moved carefully, unspooling the thread behind him. The deeper he went, the colder it became. Then, breathing, heavy, animal-like, a growl. Suddenly, the Minotaur charged. The battle was fierce. The Minotaur lunged with terrifying strength, but Theseus was quick. He dodged, struck, rolled, parried, blow after blow. Finally, Theseus drove the sword deep into the beast. A final roar, and then silence. The Minotaur was dead. Wasting no time, Theseus followed the thread back through the maze. He gathered the other prisoners and escaped with Ariadne aboard a stolen ship. But on the island of Naxos, something changed. According to one version, the god Dionysus appeared and claimed Ariadne for himself. In another, Theseus abandoned her. Whatever the reason, Ariadne was left behind. Theseus continued his journey home, but in all the chaos and exhaustion, he forgot his promise to change the sails. His ship returned to Athens flying black sails. From the cliffs, King Aegeus saw them, believed his son was dead, and in his grief, leapt into the sea. That sea still bears his name, the Aegean. And so ended the tale of Theseus and the Minotaur, a story of courage, love, betrayal, and consequences. Theseus killed the beast and saved his people, but he lost his father and broke a heart. Even heroes make mistakes. And sometimes, to survive the labyrinth, you need more than strength. You need a thread to guide you home. The story of Arachne. A tale of pride, talent, and transformation. Arachne was a young woman from Lydia, gifted with extraordinary talent in weaving. Her tapestries were so beautiful and intricate that people began to whisper, surely she must have been taught by the goddess Athena herself. But Arachne scoffed at the idea. "I owe nothing to Athena," she would say. "My skill is my own. I am better than any goddess." Word of her arrogance reached Olympus. Athena, the goddess of wisdom and crafts, descended in disguise, an old woman with kind eyes. "Be careful with your words," she warned Arachne. "Show some humility. No mortal should ever compare themselves to the gods." But Arachne laughed. "Then let Athena herself come and challenge me." So the goddess revealed her divine form, shining and terrible. She accepted the challenge. The two sat side by side at their looms and began to weave. Athena wove scenes of the gods in all their glory, majestic and awe-inspiring. Arachne, bold and defiant, chose to depict the flaws and scandals of the gods, Zeus's many affairs, the gods' cruelty, their vanity. Her tapestry was flawless, so perfect, in fact, that Athena could find no fault in her skill. But the content? It was unforgivable. In a flash of divine rage, Athena tore Arachne's tapestry apart. "You may have talent," she said, "but you lack humility." Ashamed and broken, Arachne tried to take her own life, but Athena, in a moment of pity, transformed her into a spider, forever cursed to weave webs, never again a tapestry. And so Arachne became the first spider, doomed to spin for eternity. The story of Niobe. A warning against pride before the gods. Niobe was the queen of Thebes, wife of King Amphion, and mother to many children. Some say 12, others say 14. Either way, she was proud of her large and beautiful family. So proud, in fact, that she mocked the goddess Leto, who had only 2 children, Apollo and Artemis. "Why should people worship her?" Niobe said. "I have more children than she. I am clearly the greater mother." Leto heard this insult, and though she was usually gentle, she was also divine, and she would not be dishonored. She sent her children, Apollo and Artemis, down to earth. One by one, they struck down Niobe's sons and daughters with their arrows, swift and silent. In a single day, her joy turned to sorrow. Some versions say one child was spared, others say all were taken. But all agree, Niobe was left weeping alone. Broken and consumed by grief, she fled to Mount Sipylus. There, the gods took pity and turned her into stone. Even now, a rock formation on the mountain appears to weep. Locals say it is Niobe, her tears flowing endlessly, carved into the mountain itself.